cosmic entity, the Beyonder becomes intrigued by humanity, so he captures a group of heroes and villains to fight each other on Battleworld, a planet of his creation with alien weapons and technology available to be used, claiming, "I am from beyond. Slay your enemies, and all that you desire shall be yours. Nothing you dream of is impossible for me to accomplish." Quote, the Beyonder, after having entered a mysterious construct that appeared in Central Park in their own respective comics. See Amazing Spider-Man 251, Uncanny X-Men 180, Iron Man 181, Incredible Hulk 294, Thing 10, Thor 341, Avengers 242, Captain America 292, and Fantastic Four 295. Many of Earth's heroes are instantaneously gathered together in a giant construct in space. Marvel Superhero Secret Wars Volume 1 Issue 1. The war begins. Far, far from Earth, in a distant reaches of the universe, an uninhibited spiral galaxy gracefully twirls its everlasting pirouette unseen until suddenly Spider-Man asks, "This isn't Brooklyn, is it?" One moment the heroes were inspecting a massive structure in Central Park, and in an instant they vanished. Mr. Reed from the Fantastic Four clarifies that the device caused a subatomic particle dissociation, shrinking us down to protomatter. This protomatter was stored until it transported us to a specific coordinates in space, where it reassembled us into a self-generated life environment. In simpler terms, Mr. Reed explains that they were turned into tiny particles and then put back together in a space construct. The heroes are Captain America, Thor, Captain Marvel, Hawkeye, Iron Man, She-Hulk, Wasp, the Fantastic Four, minus Invisible Woman, Colossus, Cyclops, Nightcrawler, Professor X, Rogue, Storm, Wolverine, Lockheed, Magneto, Spider-Man, and Hulk. They are unsure as to what or who had brought them to this place. They introduce themselves to each other. They then realize they are not alone. Across another construct appears, housing the villains of Earth. According to Professor X's mental probing, in the other construct, the villains are just as confused as the heroes. The villains are Absorbing Man, Doctor Doom, Victor Von Doom, Dr. Octopus, Enchantress, Galactus, Kang, Nathaniel Richards, Lizard, Curtis Connors, Molecule Man, Ultron, and the Wrecking Crew, which consists of Wrecker, Thunderball, Pile Driver, and Bulldozer. One thing the heroes do not understand, however, is why Magneto appeared in the construct and not the villains. Magneto says, "I am many things: a mutant, a master of magnetism, and an enemy of humankind. But a murderer, a slayer of the innocent? Never. I fight to defend my race, and my cause is just, even though the X-Men, who are like me, Homer superior, foolishly fail to understand that. I do not know what power brought me here from my secret lair, nor why I was placed among you, but I find it more fitting to ask why people like you were deemed worthy to be in my presence." The Avengers call Magneto a murderer, referring to when he sank a Soviet submarine in self-defense in Uncanny X-Men issue 150. The X-Men and the Avengers have clashed with the supervillain many times. In Avengers 234, Wanda Maximoff reflects on learning that she is Magneto's daughter. However, Magneto may be starting to reconsider his views on humanity. Suddenly, both ships are thrown through space, witnessing an entire galaxy destroyed and a new planet being created. This makes both groups realize that a very powerful being has been summoned them. Thor says, "Swept away like dust before some unseen giant hand." Iron Man, who is actually James Rhodes and not Tony Stark, responds, "Unbelievable. The Iron Man here is James Rhodes, not Tony Stark. Rhodes took over as Iron Man in Iron Man 169 because of Stark's battle with alcoholism. Since most of the heroes don't know how Iron Man's secret identity, they assume it's just one of Stark's employees, as Stark claims the armor is worn by his bodyguard and fellow Avenger. This marks the formation of Battleworld." One of the heroes says, "We're moving at incredible speed. Up ahead, A planet is being formed near the star, the only star left from the entire galaxy. The villains start arguing and a fight breaks out. Ultron then blasts Dr. Octopus and the Absorbing Man, who were fighting. Ultron says, I am Ultron. I do not understand what is happening, how I was resurrected, or how I got here. None of this computes. It is insignificant. I am Ultron. My purpose is to destroy all living things, and you are all living things. Ultron tries to destroy all the villains, blasting as many as he can. The only one not really affected is the Absorbing Man, who absorbs the blast, making himself even stronger. Doctor Doom thinks to himself, Absorbing Man is safe, but the rest of us, including myself, are not so lucky. Ultron is made of indestructible adamantium and powered by fusion reactor with incredible energy. Eventually, he might even break through my personal force field. Doom then grabs the Molecule Man and says, you who call yourself the Molecule Man have the power to stop Ultron. You must. Molecule Man replies, no, I gave up being the Molecule Man. I'm just plain Owen Reese now. I don't even know why I'm here. Please, let me find a place to hide. Dr. Doom says, little man, I need your power to control molecules. Only you and perhaps Galactus can destroy Ultron. Galactus is oblivious to our fate. You must help. Molecule Man replies, no, I'm trying to be good. My therapist says I mustn't hurt anyone. Doom responds, very well then, just do this. Molecule Man uses his power to hurl Ultron into Galactus. The villains are all stunned as Galactus effortlessly drains the energy from Ultron, then calmly returns to staring at the stars as if everyone around him is insignificant. The heroes and villains notice something happening, a rift in the void of space itself. The light is so bright that it makes the sun look dim in comparison. Captain America says, quiet, listen. A voice announces to everyone who was summoned, I am from beyond. Slay your enemies and all you desire shall be yours. Nothing you dream of is impossible for me to accomplish. Galactus says, you being from beyond, hear me. I am Galactus. I sense you are truly from beyond this universe, this multiverse. I feel the energies you wield, and I know you can take away Galactus's hunger, the devourer of worlds. You can end my ceaseless monstrous craving for the essence of living worlds. Let it be done. I will not wait. I will not let some petty game delay my relief. The torment must end now. Galactus refuses to the voice and flies towards the light, determined to force the Beyonder to remove his eternal hunger from planetary energy. Dr. Doom follows Galactus. As they get close, the light dims and both of them are thrown back. Doom thinks to himself, I made it just in time before the protective field sealed itself. My own force field will protect me from the void, and my hidden rocket belt lets me follow in Galactus's wake. If there is power to be gained, Doom must have it. He hasn't noticed me. Excellent. Let him confront the Beyonder. Let him fight while I, Doom, stay in the background, ready to seize any opportunity. What secrets could I learn? What powers could be mine? The Beyonder says, stop. You cannot approach me. The barriers will repel you. Galactus replies, no, I will not. I must not be denied. Doom thinks, this energy around us is pulsable, seething like it's alive. I dare not go far, but I'll let my armor's computers analyze the alien forces surrounding me in hopes of learning something valuable. I hope Galactus can break through the barrier so I can follow. Suddenly, a massive beam repels both Galactus and Dr. Doom back to Battleworld, and the light fades. Captain America says they were swatted back like flies. Professor X adds, to the Beyonder, even Galactus is less than a fly, Captain. The constructs are then sent to the newly formed planet with two groups of fighters placed on it. The heroes and the villains have been separated. She-Hulk says, wow, suddenly we're on the ground. Cyclops adds, beam down in the blink of an eye. Captain America says, be ready for anything. Form a circle. I've got the 12 o'clock position. I want an Avenger at 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 with eyes sharp. Move, Iron Man, and keep your radar working. Wolverine says, he's good at giving orders, isn't he? Hulk replies, yes, he is. Maybe the best. Cyclops is with the X-Men, even though he left the team in Uncanny X-Men issue 176 after marrying Madeline Pryor the previous issue. It's explained in the next issue that Cyclops was kidnapped by the Beyonder while on his honeymoon. Hulk has had Bruce Banner's intelligence since Incredible Hulk issue 272. Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four stretches above everything to check for any villains, but Wasp and Hawkeye insist that Magneto is a villain. Magneto responds, responds, "Fools, I was not chosen by the Beyonder to be among you." The Wasp accuses Magneto of being a murderer for sinking the submarine. Magneto replies, "They fired on me in an act of war. Extremism in defense of one's race is not evil. Humans are the oppressors. My people are the persecuted, the victims. Yet you fight for them. You carry their shame of their dishonor." Professor X and Cyclops defend Magneto's actions. Professor X says, "Everyone hear me. This is not the time or place to judge this man. He's been placed among us and we may need his power." Cyclops adds, "No one's had more run-ins with him than the X-Men. We know him best. We don't approve of his methods." But Hawkeye interrupts, "You mutants always stick together, huh? Well, siding with a blood-soaked maniac like him doesn't speak well of you, pal." As he grabs Cyclops' shirt, Wolverine says, "Hands off, Hawkeye. Cyclops is a jerk, but he's our jerk." Cyclops responds, "Easy, Wolverine. I can handle myself." Professor X appears in a wheelchair even though he regained the use of his legs in Uncanny X-Men issue 167. It is explained in the next issue that the Beyonder fixed certain things like making sure characters were in costume. As the Human Torch moves to attack Magneto, he says, "Enough already. Everyone knows he's a bad guy. I'll take care of him, and that'll be one less to worry about." Magneto responds, "You dare!" Magneto finds a metal rock in the ground and hurls it at the Human Torch, Wasp, and Iron Man. Magneto says, "I am a homo superior. I stand above all of you, except perhaps Thor. He alone among you may be my equal." Magneto is comparing himself to a god. The X-Men move to defend Magneto. Cyclops says, "Stop. You heard the professor. This isn't the time or place. For now, he's an ally." Captain Marvel replies, "Save it, kid. Your optic blasts mean nothing to someone who can turn into energy." Human Torch says, "They're nuts." Hulk adds, "Yeah, I'm included to agree," as the battle lines are drawn between the X-Men and the other heroes. Magneto feels he's above the situation and doesn't want mutant blood spilled for him, so he uses magnetism to fly away. After Magneto leaves, Human Torch Johnny Storm says, "He's gone. Now what?" Professor X replies, "We clearly need leadership." Reed Richards asks, "Are you suggesting me?" The Invisible Girl of the Fantastic Four is missing because she's about to give birth to her second child, as seen in Fantastic Four issue 265. A decision needs to be made about who will lead. Reed Richards says, "I don't think I can. Back on Earth, I have a wife who's expecting, and it seems likely I never see her or the baby again. You don't want a leader whose mind is a billion miles away. Maybe Dr. Banner." Human Torch responds, "No offense, Doc, but it wasn't long ago you were a mindless monster, and it's hard to shake that image." Bruce Banner the Hulk replies, "I figured as much, but I'm not interested in giving orders anyway. Let Winghead do it. He likes it." The Wasp says, "I'm the leader of the Avengers, but I'll defer to Captain America." She-Hulk asks, "Why, Wasp?" The Wasp replies, "Because we're in a strange land caught in this secret war that could decide the fate of the universe. Some people don't know me as well. They might have doubts. There's no room for that." Captain America asks, "What about you, Professor? You can read minds, which could be useful." Professor X says, "I'm also good at reading hearts, and no man in existence equals your courage, Captain America." Wolverine objects, "Wait a minute. He's the weakest of us. I won't follow him." Thor says, "I will. I am the Prince of Asgard, and I do not pledge my allegiance to many mortals, but I will follow this man through the gates of Hades." Professor X concludes, "Sounds like it's settled." Meanwhile, Galactus and Doctor Doom are on the planet's surface. After being blasted by the powerful light, Galactus is unconscious. Doctor Doom says, "I'll live," and so does Galactus, but he's still unconscious. Such power, power beyond anything in our universe. He's talking about the Beyonder. Doctor Doom says, "A fortress in the distance, no doubt provided by the Beyonder. That's where the others will be. I must talk to them, convince them. We must not play this game. We must not fight." Dr. Octopus seizes the weapons from the fortress. The villains are amazed as they see Doctor Doom approach. Most of them want Doom to lead, with a few exceptions, but the Wrecking Crew plans to keep those dissenters in line. Dr. Doom doesn't care about the prize. He says, "We have witnessed the power to end and create universes, yet you focus on petty desires? Listen to Doom. We must not fight. There is more at stake here than we realize. We must proceed cautiously and try to understand the situation." The Molecule Man says, serious? You mean we're not going to fight for the chance to get everything we want? I just want a nice house, a yard, lots of friends, and maybe a girl who likes me. Dr. Doom slaps him and says, forget your petty dreams. Fighting only proves we are insignificant, like microbees under a microscope. We must rise above that. We have a chance to reach out to being who sees gods and as insects. The key to total power, to immortality, is within our reach. The Molecule Man is insecure due to the psychological issues as seen when he went to therapy in Avengers 2:16. The villains think Doom is simply afraid of playing the Beyonders game after being shot back by the light, and Doom is disgusted at their simple minds and takes off in a vehicle to seek out counsel with Mr. Fantastic. Dr. Doom says fools as he fires power bolts from his gauntlets at the front door of the base. He adds, that should keep them at bay until I'm safely gone. I should have known they wouldn't understand. In all the universe, there may be only one other besides myself who might comprehend. Dr. Doom boards a hovercraft and says, though it pains me, I must seek out and consult with my most hated enemy. I see the Beyonder has even provided me with the means to do so. Operating this alien vessel is child's play for someone of my intellect. Kane, watching, says, so Doom thinks he's free and safe, free to join our enemies? Perhaps not, as long as I live. The gun, a product of alien science, is simply for someone like me to operate. I, Kang, warlord of future Earth, may be a descendant of Doom, and though we are much alike, I will not let him betray us. Kang then uses the weapon from the grounded structure to shoot down Doom's vehicle. The heroes see it go down and move to investigate. Captain America finds Dr. Doom lying in the rubble and tries to help him up. Doom forces Field saved him from the blast, and he gets up. He says, Richard, I must speak with Richards. Only he might understand the power so great it humbles us. We are like bacteria, mere dust. The heroes consider disarming Doom or attacking him, but Captain America says, let me help you, Doom. Dr. Doom responds, Doom needs no man's help. Is that pity I see in your eyes, Captain America? And in yours, Reed Richards, pity yourself. I was fooled to think you could understand what only Doom can comprehend. Wolverine shouts, look out, he's going to attack. Dr. Doom says, you will regret this moment. Soon you, the others, and the universe will all grovel at my feet. Unable to tolerate the hero's pity, Doom attacks them in frustration. Dr. Doom is from the future. Doom had seemingly died battling Tyros the Tamer in Fantastic Four 260. As explained in Fantastic Four 288, Doom cheated death by doing an Ovid mind swap with Norman MacArthur. The Beyonder in the future restores Doom to normal and sends him back in time with no memory of future events to the Secret Wars. Though Doom's supposed death was prominent news, everyone is too busy to mention that Doom should be dead until Marvel Superhero Secret Wars number 8. Dr. Doom flees the scene. Moments later, as the heroes recover from the blast, the Human Torch says, couldn't you have just said goodbye? Hey, Wolfie, where'd you go to charm school? Wolverine replies, shut up, punk, or I'll carve you into briskets. Iron Man interrupts. Heads up, my radar's picking up incoming bogeys. Fast! The villains launch their first assault. Captain America yells, we're under attack! They are led by Kang, Enchantress, Absorbing Man, the Wrecking Crew, Dr. Octopus, the Lizard, and Molecule Man. This is the first coordinated attack, first blood in the battle between the heroes and villains. Next, Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars, Volume 1, Issue 2, Prisoners of War.